With the Butt Kicker Gamer 2, what you see and what you hear is what you feel. Butt Kicker. The future is feeling.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $400,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Welcome back, race fans, right here to the Turn 3 Racing Network. Tonight, the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series fires things off for Chase Race number 6. That's right, it's the last cutoff before we set the final championship 4 that are going to battle it out next week at Phoenix. 2 drivers already locked in. Coleridge Fenmore, Cody Richardson already locked in. Who's gonna lock themselves in after tonight's race? There's your race information for you right there. 2-mile, big, wide open track right here, nestled in the Irish Hills. That's right, Brooklyn, Michigan. And we're gonna have a barn burner of a race tonight. 80 laps around this giant 2-mile track. We'll go a little bit higher above the track. There you can see just a view of how big this track truly is Quite an amazing facility, and I tell you what, why it's early here in qualifying, just a handful of drivers out there. Why don't we go ahead and jump right into those championship standings coming into the final playoff race before the championship four is decided. Cody Richardson sits at the top of the point standings. He went to victory lane last week at Iowa. That punched his ticket to the final four. Andrew Caldwell, he is inside the top four in the championship hunt, sitting in third right now because Coleridge Fenmore, driver third overall in the points, he's already locked in with his opening round win here in the round of 8. Andrew Koska above the cutoff line for the time being, but just by 1 point. Chris Dean right there. Crank Bell all over both of those drivers. Jason Dalton still mathematically alive. Cole Gray right there back in the 8th position. He's in a must-win situation to continue his championship hopes and dreams. Tom Richter, best of the rest. There you can see the rest of the point standings run down a few little close battles. How about Chris Wold and Bob Rogerson and Mike Stivers in that three-way battle in the point standings? They're trying to see if they can't slide into a top 15 spot inside the point standings before the end of this season. But first, let's go ahead and see how that qualifying is running down out there for all the drivers. Andrew Koska sits on top of the pole position right now. Quick time tonight on track in qualifying, 39:20, belonging to that 47 of Koska. And as we mentioned, 6 drivers still trying to get themselves into the championship four. Should we see Cole Gray or Jason Dalton win tonight's race, that is going to put the points battle in an epic style. Just 5 points separating Koska from Caldwell, 1 point separating Dean, who's on the outside of that cutoff line. 3 points back from the cutoff line is Craig Bell. Jason Dalton just 18 points back. 34 points back is Cole Gray. So that is why Gray is in a must-win situation here tonight. Over 20 drivers taking to the starting grid tonight. 13 already on the speed charts. Looks like Brian Dorsey, Dave Sanders, Jason Dalton all out there on qualifying times. There you can see Dalton down the back stretch. What do you say we go trackside and see how this 22, the Double Deuce, gets the job done here in qualifying? Crossing the line to begin his first time lap. Dalton's going to go through 1 and 2. Back down the backstretch once again. Andrew Caldwell breaks into the top 10. He's going to go 6th on the speed charts. Brian Dorsey right there in 12th. Dave Sanders now up to speed. Bob Bronderson up to speed. Jason Dalton on his first time lap. Where's he going to be able to slot in with his run? Christopher Dean, Crank Bell, Frank DiMaggio, Coleridge Fenmore, Tom Richter still yet to get out there on the track. Going to cross the line this time by. Where does Dalton go? He's going to jump to 8th with his first time lap. He's got a little bit of ground to make up if he's going to take a top spot away. Just 0.08 of a second separate first to 8th. That's pace right there. And that's everybody has got pace. Back through 3 and 4 for the final time here in qualifying for chase race number 6 in the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series season number 2. Season number 2. Last playoff cutoff race, and Dalton not going to be able to improve with his second time lap. What do you say we go take a look at the driver who was fastest in happy hour? Christopher Dean took the top spot in happy hour. We'll see how he goes about it in qualifying trim. Going to bring the car right back down near that white line, right across the start-finish line. He'll be getting his first time lap. Christopher Dean still has right at about 2 minutes to put down his qualifying lap, as well as the rest of the field. Looks like Crank Bell, Eric Moore as well as Trevor Ryan, Coleridge Fenmore begin their time laps. Chris Dean halfway down the backstretch, first time lap for Dean. Off of 4, you'll see him get right next to the grass through the tri-oval, trying to make it as short as possible around the track and all the way to second. 1,000th. Sorry. Off of the pole position, Andrew Koska right now is safe. He's got to dodge a few more bullets. Craig Bell, Coleridge Fenmore, Tom Richter, they're out there on their time laps. Eric Moore going to go 5th with his time lap here in qualifying. Crossing the stripe, was Dean able to pick up any more on lap number 2? No, not going to be able to take the top spot. Let's check out the 95 of Frank DiMaggio. He's just now on his out lap. So what do you say we check out Tom Richter, already up to speed on the track? I believe this is his first time lap. Craig Bell going to go 9th with his first lap. Only 2 minutes now remain in qualifying. It has got to get done this time around. Coleridge Fenmore with a rough qualifying effort here. Frank DiMaggio still yet to put in his first time lap. 34 of Tom Richter sitting 4th on the speed charts with his first time lap on the backstretch. Second time around, can he pick up a handful of hundredths? All over the yellow line in 3 and 4, the Pillsbury Cheerios, Betty Crocker. Chevy ZL1 Camaro back across the apron, across the start-finish line. Does Richter improve? No, he's going to go to second. Not to the pole. Down to the 1,000th right there. Frank DiMaggio. I don't think DiMaggio is going to be able to take that time lap away at the top of the speed charts. Your pole sitter here tonight. The 47 of Andrew Koska gets the job done. How about that, race fans? We're going to step away for a brief commercial break. Head trackside for the national anthem. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly wailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof
Yeah. Yeah, mic on. Need to have the mic on for people to hear you. Usually works a little bit better that way. Crazy action already here at Michigan International Speedway. Christopher Dean gets sideways on the opening lap off of turn 2. Stacks up the field a little bit. DiMaggio gonna grab the top spot to give us our first lead change on lap number 1. Richter was fighting hard on the inside. He's since lost a spot to both Eric Moore and Andrew Koska, as now Moore looks to the outside of Koska. Here comes Craig Bell with Cody Richardson right there in 6th position. Right behind him, Colby Tucker, Dave Sanders, Andrew Caldwell, and Eric Anderson rounding out your top 10. It's single file from there on back. Where's the energy bomb at? Let's go check out where Coleridge Fenmore's at. There he is, the energy bomb. Sponsored by both Rowdy Energy on the front of the car. Monster Energy all over the quarter panels, getting the driver get it amped up. You see what I did there? Into the front of this field here in the final cutoff race for the championship run down here with Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. We'll head back a little bit further up through the field. Driver still jockeying for position right around that 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th position on track. Fast pace racing action already here tonight. Yeah, I'm usually everybody's hero until I mess up. Just saying. And you can pretty much bank on that happening. What you can't bank on is who's going to round out the final championship for close 3-wide battle here off of turn 2. Oh, contact! Contact between the 96 and the 64. Arguing over track position here. Richardson already locked in. He can afford a little bit of trouble here tonight, although you don't want to see it. But still can't afford a little bit of trouble. Christopher Dean, Crank Bell, Jason Dalton, Cole Gray, those are the drivers that are still on the outside of the top 4 looking in. Andrew Koska, Andrew Caldwell, both above the cutoff line, but right now where they are running, Koska right here in 5th. And with, I believe, he is outside of the top 10 right now. Christopher Dean way outside of the top 15. He's down in 19th. How about Andrew Caldwell? Where's that 46 running way back on the track? I say way back. He's only back there in the 12th position to Sirius XM 46 Toyota Camry, looking for a handful of more positions. Crank Bell, how about that? Let's move up front. He's moved up 10 positions from where he started tonight's race, all the way back outside of your top 10 in 12th. He sits in 2nd, and he is slowly reeling in Frank DiMaggio. Bell not in a must-win situation, but remember what we said in pre-race. If Christopher Dean, Craig Bell, Jason Dalton, or Cole Gray get to victory lane here, that's going to put the points battle in a much more meaningful, precarious little situation. And unfortunately for Cole Gray, not making the field here tonight, so his championship shots, his championship hopes and dreams here this season, season number 2 for Wheels 4 Warriors USA Pro Cup Series are dashed. They are done. That's going to leave us with just 5 drivers with 2 spots left in the championship for Cody Richardson and Coleridge Fenmore, already punching their tickets with race wins in the first 2 races in the round of 8. And how about the pass at the front? Crank Bell goes to the point. That's going to give us our 3rd different race leader, 2nd lead change of the night. No caution flag so far here as we work our way around the track. Lap number 10 out of the 80 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. We will continue to jump around the track just a little bit right behind the... Whoa, big move by Richardson. Talk about dropping the elevator right there. Drop from the top to the bottom. Get around that 35 machine. Dusty Martin a little bit slower on the track right there. And Richardson said, I'm gone. I'm dropping to the bottom. Here comes Fenmore inside of the 22 of Jason Dalton. 46 right there in front of him. It is pack racing here right now on lap number 11 at Michigan International Speedway. Tell you what, race fans, we're going to back up just a little bit. Let's see if we can't bring you a little bit more of the action. But for now, Craig Bell has a point in his back pocket for leading a lap. He's going to try to stay out on the point. He's got everybody hungry right behind him. Everybody chasing down your race leader. Oh, and around goes more. More goes around. Anderson caught up. Caution comes out. Oh, and Rogerson catches a piece. David Rogerson in the 47 machine. He's going to catch a little piece of that as well. Let's go back. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Eric Moore goes around in the 5. A little bit of contact there from the 34 of Richter. And then Richter, another little tap. Moore almost had it. And oh my gosh, Eric Anderson. Whew. Man, that was a rough lick. Let's go back and check this one out again. Let's go on board if we can here. There's Eric. There's Moore. Here comes Anderson. Nowhere to go. Watch this impact. Oh, gosh. Pinball machine gets another little tap there by the 2 of Christopher Dean. And that is going to move us to the front of the field. Back live once again. Race leader Craig Bell leads the field. Frank DiMaggio right behind him. Andrew Koska, your pole sitter, back in third. Christopher Wold up 16 spots now into the 4th position. Pit road is open. Look for all of the drivers to head down pit road this time by 12 laps into tonight's race. Caution for the first time. Whew, man. Yeah, there's a lot to process, a lot going on there. Everybody's going to come to pit road this time by. We're going to keep our eye right here with Craig Bell. Right side's up, right side's going to go down. Drivers, pit crew over to the left side. They're going to lift the car. Tires coming off. Tires back on, down and away with the fuel. He's going to break out of pit road. See if he can come off of pit road with the race lead. DiMaggio right there. Oh my gosh. Craig Bell just getting it at the line. Race on track, race on pit road. Job well done, my man. The Colonial Riders T-Rex sponsored 14. Craig Bell gets back off of pit road with the race lead. So, caution coming out for the first time here. Lap number 12, I believe it was, is when the caution flag came out. We'll have to double check back just to make sure, but I am pretty sure that is when that caution flag flew. Lap number 11 to be exact, if you want to be accurate with all the numbers here tonight. So 11 laps into tonight's race, we've seen our first caution flag fly. Is that going to calm things down here at all? We've seen how close all of these drivers were running with each other. It was 2, almost 3 wide at times. We had 4 wide when Christopher Dean had trouble. This track, very big on momentum. If you have to get out of the gas in the corners for any reason, jump out of the gas, you're going to lose a lot of time down the back stretch, as well as this front stretch here at Michigan International Speedway. The 2-mile track is all about keeping the speed up, keeping the machine wound up. So what do you do if you're one of these 5 championship drivers vying for one of the 2 positions left in the championship 4? How do you approach the rest of tonight? I mean, we're 6 laps away from a quarter of the way through the race. Do you play it safe knowing that it looks like this is going to be some pack racing here tonight at Michigan International Speedway? Doesn't look like there's going to be any one dominant car just go out there and walk away from the field. Or do you hammer down and lay it all out on the line, lap after lap, willing to risk it for the biscuit for 160 miles? And this is why I'm glad I am no longer on a box doing a crew chiefing or anything like that, because these are the tough calls here. You want to give your driver the best shot for the championship run, but you also can't be playing around with it either. The iRacing Chevy Silverado pace truck gonna duck off the boss man in the flag stand. Wait for him at the restart box, waiting on Bell, and he's gonna hit the gas, and green flag flies once again here at Michigan International Speedway. They'll stay tucked up double file with your top three positions. DiMaggio with a little bit of an edge here in 1 and 2. Bell gonna fight back at the bottom. Big push on the outside from Colby Tucker on the back end of the 95 of Frank DiMaggio. That's going to pull DiMaggio back to the point once again here tonight. Fourth lead change of the evening now as DiMaggio goes back to the point. Colby Tucker right there in second, up 12 positions. What a run by Tucker to come up through the field. Andrew Koska right there in third. Your Polster struggling a little bit here with the race pace. Christopher Wold inside the top 5. He's sitting in fourth. Craig Bell right there in front of Andrew Caldwell. Ooh, look how close these drivers are getting, man. I'm telling you. This is gonna get crazy all race long. I think we're gonna see very close battles on the track. And how about DiMaggio stretching his legs a little bit, half of a second advantage? That's the biggest advantage we've seen so far here tonight. Take a look at Andrew Koska as he's been able to get back to the second position. Koska was your pole sitter here in qualifying with a 39.21. Drivers already surpassing that here in the race. We've got a 39 flat, and we've even dropped down to a 38.74 for the fast time here in race trim. That is absolutely cooking. Side-by-side battle now as Craig Bell looks to the inside of Colby Tucker. That's going to be for third on the track. Keep in mind, Bell is racing Koska as well as Caldwell. Caldwell sitting right back behind him on the track, the 46 Series XM machine. Right there's kind of lonely place up there. Only Toyota up inside of the top 10 right now. He's trying to get his Toyota Camry a little bit further up through the field. Jerry Isaacs in the 51. Next Toyota back on the track, back running in the 12th position. There you can see David Ronderson coming off of pit road after extensive damage and repair. Bell not able to make the move to get around Tucker just yet. He'll have to drop to the bottom of 3 and 4. Looking for more this time. Slide job. Crossover by Tucker. It's almost like he knew he was going to do it. Can Craig Bell keep it wound up at the high side? Now Tucker going to be down on the bottom of the racetrack. Not sure that's exactly where you want to make this entry. A little bit shallow of a run into the corner. Will he try the slide job up the track? Not going to clear. He's not going to clear. He's going to have to get out of the gas, and that's going to put Craig Bell right around. And here comes Andrew Caldwell right along with him. Bell now looks to drop to the bottom of the racetrack, looks to close off the chance for a crossover and a slide job. He's going to do so. Move Bell into third. Man, I'm telling you, these final 5 drivers in tonight's race, all over each other. Andrew Caldwell, Andrew Koska, 3rd and 5th on the track, 3rd and 4th in the championship 4 right now. Christopher Dean, a little bit of a struggle for him. He's back outside of the top 10, sitting in 14th. Craig Bell doing all he can from his driver's seat. He is sitting right there in third, looking for second right now on Koska. Can he take second away from your pole sitter and try to go back up and take back the race lead from Frank DiMaggio? Close battles here. We've got 4 drivers lined up on the high side. The draft train working. That's going to leave Bell susceptible to a handful of positions here. Look for the 96 of Tucker to make his way back around on the outside once again. And here comes Andrew Caldwell, Christopher Wood, and Cody Richardson all lined up. We're right there with each other. Jason Dalton, Dave Sanders, and Brian Dorsey rounding out your top 10. Hot and heavy at the front of the track. Hot and heavy towards the rear of the field. The double deuce of Jason Dalton right there running in 8th. Dave Sanders 9th. Brian Dorsey falling off pace just a little bit back in the 10th position, about a half a second back there. You can see him. He's got his hands full with Bob Robertson, Paul Turner, and Christopher Dean. Dusty Martin's going to drop 5 now, make that 6th position, struggling a little bit off of turn number 2. Martin in the 35 machine down on the inside right now. That's Trevor Ryan to his outside. Christopher Dean just off in front. There's Jerry Isaacs. Dave Gatewood back in 17th, making his way up closer through the field. What is Coleridge Finmore doing back here? He's kind of all alone right now. Finmore not involved in that first racing incident, so interesting to see the strategy that he's got going on out there tonight. Finmore way off pace. We'll jump around the track once again. We'll continue to check in on those championship drivers vying for those final 2 spots. There's 5 of them going at it right now. Watching the 64 of Cody Richardson around the Speedway. Richardson went to victory lane last week at Iowa Speedway. He punched his ticket to the final 4. Can Richardson help get some of his teammates in there and try to get a little bit of help when it comes to championship night at Phoenix? If you haven't already, race fans, join us in that push to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love. Drop them that thumbs up. Click subscribe. Smash the bell. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, David McKay, or goes back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you. Each and every time you stop by, if you smash that bell, you won't have to worry about writing it down. You can tune in right when it tells you next Thursday night for the championship race at Phoenix International Raceway. That's right. We're going to crown a Season 2 champion here in Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. What a season it has been. We have seen multiple race winners so far this season. Most notably, the 34 of Tom Richter, who was involved with our first and only on-track incident, bringing out the caution flag here tonight. Not in the round of 8. Richter was knocked out of the championship run after the round of 12. After the first round, Richter was out. So we will crown a new champion next week, right here Thursday night on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Back towards the front of the field, Crank Bell struggling some. He's fallen all the way back to the 9th position. Andrew Koska and Colby Tucker, Andrew Caldwell, all running back down. Frank DiMaggio, Chris Wold. What a run from Wold in that Budweiser Select 32 machine, getting the job done in that Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Can Wold play spoiler here tonight? Way up the track in the corner, running the Larson line here at Michigan through 1 and 2, keeping the momentum wound up, keeping the RPM gauge way up there. A heck of a job riding the rim there for Wold. And Eric, good to see you out there tuning in here on the chat after a little visit to the infield care center. Glad to see you're okay. Sucks that you're here. I'm just going to go ahead and put it plain and simple. Sucks that you're already out of tonight's race. You were running well, moving towards the front there very early, and, well, unfortunately caught up in somebody else's mess. So good to see you're okay, and we'll hope to catch up with you at the trackside next week at Phoenix for the final race of season number 2. And, yeah, that's just a tough one. Sometimes you just can't do much, you know? We'll jump around the track just a little bit more. Why don't we go back here outside of your top 10? Bob Robertson, Brian Dorsey, Jerry Isaacs right here lined up with Christopher Dean. Dean, one of those drivers that needs a solid run here tonight. With Koska and Caldwell both running inside the top 5 right now. Christopher Dean, I mean, he'd have to win right now with Koska in where did he go? Caldwell drops to 6th. Even there at 6th place, Andrew Caldwell came into tonight's race sitting right at about 6 points in front of Christopher Dean. So, I mean, even if, and it's, I keep trying to do all the math scenarios, all the mathematical possibilities, and there's just too many of them right now still at play. All of the 5 drivers that are vying for those final 2 championship spots still in the running, still running well. Christopher Dean is the furthest back in the pack, and he is running in 11th position. So just think about that, race fans. 5 out of your top 11 drivers are fighting for 2 final championship spots. You know, some stuff about to get real at some point in time tonight. Jerry Isaacs has Brian Dorsey all over him. That's 12th and 13th on the track. We'll head a little bit further. What do you say we check back in right around that 5th position right now, belonging to this one too of Jason Dalton. He is one of the drivers that needs a win, and you're in. He cannot worry about trying to point himself into the championship for the 22. Has got to walk away with a checkered flag tonight. And after dropping 5 positions on the initial start of the race, Coleridge Finmore beginning to make up a little bit of ground on the drivers around him. Finmore going to get by game 4th. That's going to be for the 16th position on track. I'm amazed to see how these drivers are they're just not able to get away. DiMaggio opened it up, had over a half a second advantage, knocking on the door of almost a 3/4 of a second advantage, and then shooting out of a cannon. Andrew Koska, your pole sitter here tonight for Chase Race number 6 for Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series, brought to you by Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues in partnership with Butt Kicker. Feel what you've been missing. Stagger step across the track through turns 3 and 4. DiMaggio at the bottom, Koska in the middle with Colby Tucker at the high side. Cody Richardson, last week's race winner, running in 4th now with Jason Dalton back in 5th. Christopher Wold and Dave Sanders going at it for the final spot in the top 5. 77 minutes at the bottom of the speedway. He's going to take that spot away from Wold and look for more on Dalton. Big wiggle off the corner exit for Richardson. Nowhere to go. Dalton going to have to drop to the bottom. And here comes Craig Bell. Bell moving back to the front. Craig Bell drops to the bottom. He's going to grab a spot from Chris Wold. He's looking for another one on Dave Sanders. Andrew Koska with a little bit of a moment. He's going to give up about 2/10 last time around. A race leader, Frank DiMaggio, who crosses the line. We are now on lap number 36 out of the 80 scheduled in tonight's official race distance. And Bell is starting to feel the sense of urgency because we are almost halfway through tonight's final cutoff race here in the championship rundown for season number 2 with the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. If you haven't already, race fans, head on down in the description, click the link, head on over to the Wheels for Warriors USA website, check them on out. Great organization. I can't think of a better veterans organization to be partnered with than the Wheels for Warriors USA, helping vets to wheels at a time. They're based right there in America's heartland, right around where we were last week on the track. Whoa, a little bit of a moment there for Jason Dalton. Wheels for Warriors USA, multiple programs last year, multiple programs coming up this year in 2022, helping at-risk veterans get back on their feet, get back to some normalcy, mentoring, giving them riding lessons, giving them that sense of brotherhood, camaraderie that so many of them miss when they come home and when they end up in the civilian world and out of the military. And Wheels for Warriors USA helping them get some of that back into their daily lives. And at the end of their one-year sponsorship program, they present each and every one of these veterans with a very own motorcycle of their own. And how cool is that? As a motorcycle rider myself, I can't think of a cooler way to help support our veterans, help support our at-risk veterans on getting them back into a good mental state than Wheels for Warriors USA. Check them on out. Scroll down to the description and click the link. If not, you can go ahead and type it in. It's www.w4wusa.org. Once again, that's www.w4wusa.org. Crank Bell trying to do all he can to get himself back towards the front of this field. Forced it 3 wide for a moment. He'll take the 5th spot away. Now we're beginning to see the front of the field step away just a little bit. Frank DiMaggio opening things up, a 3/4 of a second advantage as we are right at the halfway point. So what do you say we shift up front? Go ahead and give you your mid-race report, your driver highlights and spotlights. The mid-race rundown here on the Turn 3 Racing Network from Michigan International Speedway. Race leader looking for yet another win this season. Driver out of Windsor, Ontario, Frank DiMaggio. Sitting back in second is your pole sitter. Driver on the outside of the championship looking in right now. Came in to tonight's race sitting 4th in the championship. If it were to end right now, he would have a shot next week at Phoenix International Raceway. Andrew Koska looking for a championship. He sits in second. Driver not vying for a championship, but still trying to have a fine run, rounding out your podium positions here tonight so far at the midway point from Michigan International Speedway out of Salisbury, Maryland. The Mad Sim Racing Yellow Stable driver, Colby Tucker. Cody Richardson in the 64 machine going to line up right behind him on the speed charts right now, sitting in the 4th position after going to victory lane last week at Iowa. Richardson punched his ticket. He does not have to worry about the finish here tonight. He's got to worry about the finish next week at Phoenix. And rounding out your top 5, Crank Bell, the Johnson City, Tennessee native, trying to get that Colonial Riders T-Rex Express K Bar and Grill machine towards the front. Bell not in a must-win situation, but he has got to outpoint Caldwell, and he has got to outpoint Andrew Caldwell by quite a bit. Looks to be about 9 points that he's going to have to make up on Caldwell just to bump Caldwell out of the championship for. Where will Bell finish the race? Still over halfway to go here tonight. We'll have to wait to see how it all shakes out. Let's go look at your biggest mover of the race to end the mid-race report. Your driver highlights and spotlights inside the 78 Ford Mustang. Bob Rogerson getting the job done here tonight. Up 14 positions, starting right at the rear of the field, all the way back in 22nd. Fine job. Great run so far here tonight for Rogerson. That's going to do it for your mid-race report and driver highlight spotlights mid-race rundown here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. We'll jump around the track once again. What do you say we take a look at this battle between Frank Bell, Dave Sanders, Jason Dalton, Bob Rogerson? That 70. Oh, Dave Sanders into the outside wall. 77 with a little bit of contact. Rogerson has to go to the bottom of the track. Wold goes around. Here comes Andrew Caldwell looking for a spot. Caldwell puts the 46 Toyota Camry back inside the top 10. Caldwell now going to move tonight as Trevor Ryan gets by Dusty Martin for 15th. Tom Richter, Dave Gainforth, and mad contest. Contact! Dalton involved, Bell involved. More contact, and Jason Dalton still struggling. We got to check this out. Let's see what we can see here. Oh, and there it is. Right there it was. Came right to it. Oh, hard lick there by the 78 machine. Let's see if we can't look at that one more time. There's the push. Nowhere to go for Frank Bell. Gets nailed from behind. Rogerson, hard impact with that inside wall. A lot of drivers caught up and involved in this one, and it was during green flag pit stops. That's going to catch Tom Richter, Dave Gainforth, and Patrick Stein down one lap, but look for them to stay out when the field does come down pit road for service and tires. Look for them to utilize that waiver around. We'll have to see how the rest of the field shakes out. But as we find ourselves under caution for the second time this evening, we're going to take a quick commercial break, pay a few bills. You know how that goes. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back with all your live green flag action right here from Michigan International Speedway.
We got big time problems with that motor, buddy. Hey, just between you and me, the idea is to avoid the other cars. Congratulations! You just set the sport back 30 years with that move. That move will put you in the Hall of Shame. You keep doing stuff like that and we're going to lose our sponsor. Looks like that's it for us today. Now I know why you got canned by your old team. It's over. We can't fix that damage. Looks like your car is toast. You'll need a tow back to pit lane. Press and hold your reset button and we'll come and get you.
Trackside as the field will begin to get double filed. The wave around cars are going to go around the pace car. Tom Richter able to get himself back on the lead lap. Things falling the right way for Brian Dorsey, though. He was down on the pit road back at lap number 44. He was able to keep himself on the lead lap. Did not have to come to pit road. So that is going to give us our 5th lead change of the night amongst 3 different drivers. 2 caution flags so far here in chase race number 6 in season number 2 for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cub Series. Brought to you by Cyber Thunder Racing League in partnership with Butt Kicker. And what a race we've had on our hands so far here tonight. Jason Dalton still down on pit road, losing laps now, listed 1 lap down. That is all but gonna finish his championship hopes and dreams. So what started as 6 drivers has went to 5 and now down to 4. Christopher Dean, Frank Bell on the outside looking in, trying to bump Caldwell or Koska out of the top 4. We've got ourselves less than 35 to go. Wait for it, because green flag gonna fly for the 3rd time here tonight at Michigan International Speedway. Drivers side by side up through the gears. Everybody through the gears clean. Stacked up 4 rows deep, and Koska drops to the bottom. 3 wide for 2nd and 1. Koska drops straight to the bottom of the track. He's looking for the top spot. They will head down the back stretch, the entire field right there. 2, 3 wide at times. Heading to turn number 3. Job well done by all these drivers, mixing it up all through the field. Look at them go right there. Here comes Coleridge. Fenway looking for more. They'll cross the line to complete lap number 1 after the restart. Everybody chasing. DiMaggio at the front of this field. Andrew Koska right there in 2nd. 3rd place belongs to Colby Tucker. Coleridge, Fenmore now inside the top 5. Him and Richardson going at it. 4th and 5th on the speedway. Richardson down on the bottom. Fenmore at the top. They've got Brian Dorsey, Trevor Ryan right behind him. Dave Sanders moves to 8th, and Andrew Caldwell in 9th. Great run so far by that 51. Jerry Isaacs rounding out your top 10. Craig Bell not having any of it yet. He's making a move back to the front. Crazy battles continue here at Michigan International Speedway. Watching 2 almost 3 wide again as Fenmore drops all the way to the yellow line through 3 and 4. Slides up the racetrack, and he'll keep the position. Move Fenmore to 2nd, up 9 spots from where he qualified tonight. Andrew Koska, your pole sitter, going to run in 3rd now. 4th place belongs to Colby Tucker, with Cody Richardson now rounding out here. Top 5. 4 out of your top 10 drivers on the track right now are up multiple double-digit positions gained for 4 out of your top 10 drivers. Job well done by each and every one of them. Way up the track goes Brian Dorsey in the 9 Ford Mustang. Looking for some grip somewhere, trying to run where they ain't, trying to find some speed somehow and move up another position or 2. DiMaggio leads Fenmore across the line. Come on, Eric, out there in the chat, man. You're better than that. You're better than what happened here tonight. You get caught up in somebody else's incident sometimes. That's just the way it is. Nowhere to go. Not enough time to make an evasive maneuver to get out of the way. So kind of is what it is. It's a racing deal. Things happen like that. We look to see you back on track next week. As we said earlier, when you came back out of the Field Care Center. Glad to see you okay. Glad to see you out of the car. Live to fight another day and fight for a championship stealing moment next week at Phoenix. Trying to see if we can't capture the flag and spoil the show there. But for now, trying to spoil the show is Frank DiMaggio at the front of the field. Oh, here comes a move by Richardson. He's going to drop to the bottom of the speedway. Close battles right here inside of your top 6 as they run to almost 3 wide as Brian Dorsey looks for a spot once again. 18 of Trevor Ryan kind of stuck in the middle of the track right now. He's going to move to the high side as Dave Sanders drops to the bottom of the racetrack. 96 of Colby Tucker still rides in 5th. And how about a turnaround for Tom Richter, the 34 machine right here running in the 11th position, trying to run down Paul Turner and Craig Bell for a spot inside the top 10. Richter got caught on pit road during our second caution, got himself 1 lap down, was able to receive the wave around start at the rear of the field, and has driven his way up to the 11th position. So job well done. Hats off to you and your crew for staying calm, cool, and collective. And that is what champions are made of. Richter, your defending series champion, unfortunately not going to be able to try to fend it off at the championship race here in season number 2. But Richter still running strong here tonight. Craig Bell now right in front of him. Bell had some trouble. There you can see the back end booting in just a little right in the center of that rear deck lid. And that's going to cause a little bit of downforce to be lost on that 14 machine. So he's going to have to overcome some adversity. Didn't have to walk away with a race win. Just needed a fine points run. Right now, just a point or 2 in front of Andrew Caldwell. And that's not going to be enough because Andrew Koska is all the way up there in the 3rd position. Koska doing what he needs to do to solidify his chance at a championship trophy here in season number 2 for the Louisville Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Yeah, we'll agree with some of the drivers out there in chat, some of the friends, some of the race fans out here chiming in, talking about how Frank DiMaggio just seems to be quick here tonight. And yeah, I'd have to agree with Jason there. Consistently fast is the 95. That's why we always call him the fast as always. 95 Frank DiMaggio in that DuPont Chevy ZL1 Camaro. Fast week in, week out. When he hits the track, you better watch out. Finally able to stretch his legs from a bigger pack here, but he's brought along Coleridge Fenmore with him. Fenmore breathing down the neck. The energy bomb, number 1 machine right there, looking for the race lead for the first time here tonight with just 22 laps to go. The championship picture is not clear, but the driver sitting in 2nd has already punched his ticket to the final 4. He can throw caution to the wind if he wants to. It's a question of will he need to. Cody Richardson sitting back there in 4th there. You can see him 4th in line just behind your pole sitter. Richardson punched his ticket last week at Iowa. Koska looking like he is going to point his way into that championship 4 here this season with this 3rd place run right here. Koska came in just 1 point ahead of the cutoff line. Christopher Dean back with 6,077 points. Koska with 6,078 points. And right now, Christopher Dean runs back in 18th. His championship hopes are fading away as we come off of 4. We'll have just 20 laps to go this time around, and it looks like those 6 drivers that were fighting for the final 2 spots, it dropped to 5 drivers. Now it looks like there is only 4 drivers left fighting for the last 2 spots in the championship. And I say 4 as we look and we see Jason Dalton down and out of tonight's race. That is going to put a nail in the coffin for Dalton's opportunities. And with Christopher Dean barely hanging on to the lead lap. We've got to say it's a 3-car battle now. Caldwell, Koska, Frank Bell. 3 drivers battling for the final 2 spots in the championship 4. This is going to be crazy. Finmore has run down Frank DiMaggio. These 2 drivers have been going at it for the past handful of laps. Both of them stepping away from the field, a 1.3 second advantage over Andrew Koska, who has Cody Richardson, Colby Tucker, Trevor Ryan, Dave Sanders, all caught up and involved in this little skirmish, this little pack of cars right here from 3rd right on back to the 7th position to Trevor Ryan. There you can see the 18 machine trying to make a spot on Sanders down on the inside of the racetrack. And with the numbers on the high side, Sanders going to have no choice but to let him on by and try to sniff some of the draft to gain some momentum heading down into turn number 3. 2.7 seconds back, you can find the 46 of Andrew Caldwell. Caldwell basically just needing to finish in front of Frank Bell right now, and Bell struggling for speed. He has dropped all the way to 16th. And as we get closer and closer to the end of tonight's race, it looks like drivers are falling to the wayside. Speaking of falling to the wayside, here we go. New race leader at the front of the field for the first time here tonight. We can say it. Coleridge Finmore gonna lead a lap here at Michigan International Speedway, and that's gonna give us our 4th different race leaders, 6 different lead change tonight. What a run these drivers are having. Frank DiMaggio says not so fast. He's going to drop it to the bottom. Can he get the run out of the corner? No. He's going to get a little bit loose, and he's going to give up a lot of ground there. Well, didn't lose as much ground as we thought. Good recovery there by DiMaggio. He's going to stay within a car length and a half by the time they hit turn 3. Battle right here at the front between your top 2 drivers. Battle from 3rd on back to 7th. They're all knotted up with each other. Outbound back behind Andrew Caldwell in 8th. Richter, Dorsey, Isaacs, Turner, Stein, all right there running on track with each other. That's another small little group of cars battling for positions on the track. And as much as we don't want to break away from this top pack, the lead pack here, you can see that second little pack. We want to jump back here for just a second with these 5 drivers as they fight for position on the track. And you know what, race fans, this is going to be a curious little situation. Drivers were last to pit road on lap 46. Do they have enough fuel to make it to lap number 80? Patrick Stein in the 89 gonna pull to pit road this time around as Finmore begins to stretch it out just a little bit, right at a 0.2 of a second mark over Frank DiMaggio, who sits calmly in second. We'll go up back to that second battle right behind your top 2 drivers. Andrew Koska continues to lead. Cody Richardson and Colby Tucker. Dave Sanders back in 6th. Trevor Ryan, tail end of this pack, still sits in 7th. How about that? As your top 2 battled in this second group, stayed single file. They have ran down those top 2 drivers. They are in their draft and they have arrived. Man. Man, oh man. Trying to look through the timing and scoring in the speed charts. Looks like Dave Gainforth down on pit road, down and out and away after servicing tires. A regular scheduled pit stop for him and his crew. I mean, that's gonna be like 35 laps these drivers are gonna have to get on the fuel tank. I don't know that they've got that much in them. If you're Finmore, you can throw caution to the wind and try it. You've got nothing to lose, but everything to gain. Another race win. Frank DiMaggio out of the championship chase. Multiple times to victory lane this season. He's got nothing to lose on a fuel strategy move. But the driver right there in third, Andrew Koska, has a lot on the line. The last driver listed in the championship for right now. Koska needs to have a solid run. Doesn't need to finish first. Doesn't need to finish top 3. But he would like to walk away with a podium here in the final cutoff race in season number 2's championship rundown for Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Richardson right behind Andrew Koska, and in between Colby Tucker, the 64, punched his ticket at Iowa. He's got nothing to lose on a fuel strategy gamble. Colby Tucker, Dave Sanders, Trevor Ryan, the next 3 drivers in line. They've yet to visit victory lane. They've got nothing to lose. I mean, why not throw the kitchen sink at it? Christopher Wold brings the Budweiser Select 32 machine down to pit road this time around. Crank Bell drops a spot to Dusty Martin. Move Bell back to 13th. And this is where it can get interesting, folks. Remember, Crank Bell led a lap. He's got a point for leading a lap. Andrew Caldwell, just 2 points in front of him. If somehow Bell can gain, I don't know, about 5 or 6 positions here, and Caldwell can stays where he's at, Bell may very well jump Caldwell in the final 4. Man, it's getting crazy here at the end with less than 10 to go. Frank DiMaggio all alone at the bottom of the racetrack. Everybody wound up on the high side. Finmore going to take the middle lane through 3 and 4 this time around. Koska at the top with help from Richardson. There's the 96 of Colby Tucker in line. We're going to stay right here at the front of this field. We have got your top 7 drivers all lined up on track, and when have we seen this before besides a restrictor plate track? What a run here tonight by all of these Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series drivers, brought to you by Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues right here on iRacing.com. iRacing.com, world's #1 racing simulator. If you're looking to find a great league to run in multiple different series, head on over to Facebook.com. You can head on over to their website or find them right here on iRacing.com in the league directories. Type in Cyber Thunder Racing Leagues, and you could have your shot to race with these guys on track right here on Turn 3 Racing Network. Finmore keeps the top spot, but now battling for second and third. Koska and DiMaggio go side by side, and DiMaggio continues that struggle on the bottom of 1 and 2. Going to come up and cut the nose off of Cody Richardson, who will drop to the bottom in 3 wide through 3 and 4. Down at the bottom, Richardson has the spot. Whoa, big move there by Tucker. 3 wide across the line. Everybody chasing Finmore. High side will prevail for both DiMaggio and Koska. Richardson going to lose some ground. A little bit of contact into 1. Richardson gets kicked sideways a little bit after contact with Colby Tucker. Trevor Ryan was looking for his way around. The boss man in the flag stand will wave at him this time by give him the high five. That's right, just 5 laps to go here from Michigan. And what a fast-paced race this has been. My goodness, drivers have been absolutely on it all night long. And this is getting good. Andrew Caldwell flirting with disaster back there outside of your top 10 right now, running in 11th. Crank Bell back in 13th. Christopher Dean back in 14th. Both of those drivers needed solid finishes. In a little bit of trouble for Koska and Caldwell. Well, Caldwell has had some trouble, but unfortunately, both those drivers, Crank Bell and Christopher Dean, still running back behind Caldwell. And Tom Richter pulls the 34 to pit road with just 4 laps to go. I'm telling you, it's going to get crazy here at the end. I think drivers are going to begin to run out of some fuel. You see Finmore trying to break the draft, snaking down the back stretch. DiMaggio having none of it, not letting him get away. Here comes the Blue 89 of Patrick Stein, looking to get himself back on the lead lap. He came down to pit road to get fuel and tires. That is how he ended up that 1 lap down. And he's got speed, he's got pace with those fresh tires. Brian Dorsey also fresh tires. And they're going to move right around Andrew Koska. How about Tom Richter able to come to pit road and stay out on the lead lap? And 3 laps to go for race leader Coleridge Finmore. Can he keep the field at bay? Can he keep the car under power off of turn 4 this time? Flagman will display the popsicle sticks and just 2 to go here tonight. From Michigan International Speedway, Frank DiMaggio down into 1 and 2, chasing after the Energy Bomb. The Energy Man amped up at the front. Rowdy Energy on the front, Monster Energy on the side. Finmore looks to add to his race-winning total here this season and cap off the championship chase with yet another win and head off to your championship night at Phoenix International Raceway with some momentum off of turn number 4. Gonna cross the stripe. White flag. Final lap here from Michigan International Speedway. Finmore leads DiMaggio. Koska right there in 3rd. Richardson back and forth. Colby Tucker rounds out your top 5. Dave Sanders back in 6th. Trevor Ryan in 7th. 8th place belongs to Paul Turner. Jerry Isaacs in 9th. And Andrew Caldwell now rounds out your top 10 fight. Still going on for the race lead. The race win down in 3 and 4 for the final time. DiMaggio chasing Finmore. Can he get there? Not going to get there through the center. And Finmore looks like he's going to have the spot. Checkered flag flies here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. What a race for that checkered flag between those 2 drivers right there. The one of Coleridge Finmore, the 95 of Frank DiMaggio. What a run by both of those drivers. How about the run by that 47 machine? Walked away with the pole position, walked away with a podium. And Andrew Koska has found his way into the championship 4. Andrew Caldwell going to finish in 10th. He will fill the final spot in the championship 4. Job well done inside that Sirius XM 46 machine. And it looks like a few of these drivers may be out of fuel, getting some help back to pit road. Job well done by all of the drivers out there on the track. Heck of a run by everybody. And it does indeed look like Finmore, DiMaggio, and Koska all out of gas. So as they come to a stop on the front stretch, we're going to step away, get set up and ready to go for your post-race interviews. Don't go anywhere, race fans. We'll be right back. And back trackside at the conclusion of another great race here with the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series championship chase, all but over with just one final race before we crown a champion. Your final four are locked in. And let's see if we can catch in and have a few words with one of the drivers that walked away third here tonight, Andrew Koska. It's Dave. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Dave.
Hey, man, how you doing? How you feeling after not just snatching the pole here tonight, but walking away with a pole position, not walking away with a podium position and securing your spot in the championship for next week's race in Phoenix?
Yeah, it feels great to be able to be locked into the championship race here. I was hoping I'd be able to come out and get a win after getting the pole. That didn't happen, but this top three works to lock into the championship. Looking forward to Phoenix next week. It should be a fun race there. It's one of my favorite tracks, so hoping for a really strong performance next week there.
Now, let's walk us through a little bit of the late race strategy there. Caution came out with about, I would say, about 37 laps or so to go. How much fuel did you really have in the car, and how much saving did you have to do, if any?
Yeah, that whole run there, I was just staring at my fuel the entire time. I knew I was probably about 2 laps short coming out there, coming to the end of the race, so had to save something there at the end to be able to stay out. And I knew if I pit, I was going to lose out on the championship run here, so had to save as much as I could there. I think crossing the line, I probably had like 0.2 gallons left in the car there, so I was just sputtering around trying to get back to the line again on the cool down lap.
Well, cutting it close on the fuel was just about as close as you drivers were on track with each other all night long, man. Battles from flag to flag, even on the restarts. It didn't kind of chop up the field, man. Great racing all night long by you and that 47 crew. So congratulations on the podium. Congratulations on the pole position. But more importantly, welcome to the championship four. Congratulations, Andrew. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
Yeah, first of all, I wanted to thank our sponsor, Wheels for Warriors. They've been a great sponsor here for the league. Also, you and your broadcast, Dave, they've been great here every week here. They've been awesome. Also, Into the Apex podcast, check us out every week. We have a new podcast out there. A couple weeks from now, we're going to the Rolex 24 live on location, so check that out at Into the Apex podcast.com. Like I said, new episodes every week. Want to thank my family and friends out there watching the race tonight. Too bad I couldn't get a win, but locked into the championship. So hopefully we'll have a good race next week too.
And we do appreciate you having a great season, a great run. And, man, we can't wait to see what you can get done next Thursday night. Championship on the line. Andrew, congratulations. Job well done. And we'll try to catch you at the track.
Thanks, Dave. Hopefully we'll talk next week.
All right, there you have it. Andrew Koska walks away with a pole position, walks away with a podium. He'll finish in third, but more importantly, as we've already said, secured his spot in the Final Four at Phoenix International Raceway to fight for Season 2's championship. And we're going to move right along. Let's see if we can't grab up the second place finisher here tonight. Let's see if we can have a few words with the driver of the 95 machine, Mr. DiMaggio. It's Dave in the booth. You got your ears on, bud?
Yeah.
Hey, man, how you feeling after another solid run? You led a handful of laps, and you had a great battle there with Coleridge down at the final few laps of the race. How you feeling after just a solid night?
Yeah, it was a solid night. At the same time, just that yellow. We had a big lead right before that yellow came out, about a second and a half, which is pretty big here. And then it was just a fuel-saving race after that, and on the restart, I was able to get the lead. But then I was pulling everyone along and started clutching it as I noticed the 64 and the 47 gave us a gap, trying to start saving. Coleridge got around, and then it was just where I wanted him. I mean, I saved enough. I had .2 coming to the line, but on that white flag lap, we had a run, and then the 9 got in front of us. So a lap car got in front of us and kind of pulled him. So after that, I didn't really have much of a shot, but it was a lot of fun. Second's a good points day, and those guys were really fast. The 47, 64, the 1. It was a lot of fun.
Well, Frank, not fighting for a championship here this season. Gonna missed a handful of races, so you gave up your position in the post race rundown. When do you think you might make that championship run? And how fun is it to get out here and just mix things up with, I don't want to say nothing at stake, but you don't have to worry as much?
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever be able to make that championship run with the schedule and just how it works out for me. But not being in the playoffs doesn't really change anything for me. I mean, still trying to go out and win races and do what I can to help my teammates advance. And yeah, I mean, it would be nice to make that run, but at the same time, it is what it is. And just try and be respectful to everyone, know what they're racing for, and give room when room's due. And we'll see what we can do in the last 5 laps. That's when it's on.
Absolutely. And in talking about the last 5 laps, you were kind of looking towards that bottom lane. Looked like you were getting a little bit loose off of 2. Was the car a handful, or was it just tough to really get the power down and the run off of the corner exit there off of the bottom on 2?
I thought it was more tight than anything, but coming off the corner, you need somebody behind you to push you to try and make that pass. You saw most of the guys running the top in 1 and 2 to defend their position, because if you got on the inside of somebody, the train was up top, so it didn't really matter if you got below someone there. Nothing was really going to work there. So if I had somebody behind me pushing a little bit, we would have had a shot those last few laps.
Well, Frank, as always, man, it's been a pleasure to watch you out there on the track tonight. It has been a pleasure to catch up with you with the post-race interviews. And as always, great watching you all season long. Very respectable driver, very fast driver, clean driving. So I know that goes a long way with your fellow drivers. And Frank, again, congratulations on a great season once again, walking away second here from Michigan International Speedway. Before we let you go, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, or maybe thank anybody here in Michigan?
I want to say congrats to Coleridge and Andrew. Canadian top 3, that's awesome. But other than that, we got to say thanks to our teammates at Longshot, all the admins that put this thing together. It's a lot of work putting this on and organizing everything, so I really appreciate them doing that. It's a lot of fun. Turn 3. I can't do it without them. I love going back and watching the reruns, and everyone out in the chat, really appreciate everyone tuning in.
Well, Frank, again, my man, congratulations on the fine run here tonight. Not sure if we'll see you in Phoenix or not, but if we do, we hope to see you in a podium spot and catch up with you once again one more time before the season's out. But if not, man, stay safe, and we'll see you at the track.
All right, see you next week.
All right, there you have it. Frank DiMaggio, happy with second, says it doesn't change anything about how he runs, not running for championships, missing handfuls of races here and there, but still a fine showing all season long, walking away with multiple race wins here in season number 2. Frank DiMaggio finishes in a podium spot once again. DiMaggio will walk away from Michigan with second. Let's see if we can now go to the man of the moment, walking away with some more hardware this season, walking away with the checkered flag tonight. Driver inside of the Rowdy Energy Monster Energy Machine, Mr. Fenmore. It's Dave. How you doing inside that car?
I still catch my breath after that one.
Well, you may need an oxygen tank, but you don't need any energy. How did you pull off this sponsorship deal here? Isn't that like a conflict of interest?
Maybe a little bit, but they are great sponsors.
So, I'm going to put you on spot now. I got to do it to you just because if you had one can of each in front of you, which one you grabbing?
Well, I'm from Canada, and we don't have a lot of rowdy down here, so I'd have to say Monster.
No, okay. I was waiting for the you're not going to catch me out. I'm going to grab one with each hand.
Oh, that's too much energy.
Right, I hear you. Well, man, Coleridge, you punched your ticket into the Final Four in the opening round here in the round of 8, opening race in the round of 8. You didn't really have to worry about a good finish here tonight. Was tonight all about building that momentum for next week at Phoenix?
Yeah, it was definitely a confidence booster to be able to run up front here, and just puts me in the mindset of putting hard laps down and get me ready for Phoenix next week.
Well, Coleridge, you ran from the back to the front. You put on a great show up there with DiMaggio for that. I don't want to say a last lap pass, but it was, I would say, about the last 15 laps or so is when that battle really took shape, and when you grabbed the top spot and was able to keep him behind you. So a job well done on that late race pass. Job well done on the 10 positions gained. Walking away with the race win. You've got one more race before you can grab some more hardware. Do you think you got what it takes after coming up short last season to be able to walk away with that trophy?
I hope so. Though before the patch and the resurface, I had some good times there. I was pretty fast, so hoping I could do it again and add a championship.
All right, my man. Well, again, as always a pleasure being able to talk to you. Always a pleasure watching you out there on the track. And before we let you go and enjoy this race win and get ready to go championship racing, would you like to give any shout-outs, thank yous, love yous, thank anybody back home or at the shop?
First of all, I want to thank Wheels for Warriors and the sponsoring they do for this league. They do a great job. Their program they do. I want to thank Crank, Tom, and Chris for the admin and the whole league. All the racers. I want to thank Underdog Racing, Matt, Chris, and Eric for supporting me, and family and friends.
All right, my man. Well, again, congratulations on the race win. We hope to talk to you at the end of next week's championship race, but until then, enjoy this one, and we'll see you at Phoenix.
Thanks. Take care, Dave.
All right, there you have it. The man on screen, front and center, walking away with yet another race win here in season number 2 for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Coleridge Fenmore will chase that championship hardware next week at Phoenix. Man, what a night here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. Great racing action all night long. Top to bottom, all through the field, there were battles. What a race. And as you can hear, producers already hitting those familiar tunes and sounds in the background, so that means it's time to run down tonight's unofficial race result here in chase race number 6 from Michigan International Speedway for the Wheels for Warriors USA Pro Cup Series. Walking away with the checkered flag at the front of the field once again, the one of Coleridge Fenmore. Frank DiMaggio will bring the 95 home in second, while Andrew Koska walks away with the pole, a podium in third place, and he punches his ticket to the Final Four at Phoenix. Koska finishes in third. Cody Richardson already in the chase. He won last week at Iowa. He parks the 64 machine home in fourth, and Colby Tucker rounds out your top 5. 6 belongs to the 77 of Dave Sanders, 18 of Trevor Ryan back in 7th. Paul Turner finishes in 8th. Jerry Isaac slides the 51 home in 9th. And your final driver in the championship 4, rounding out your top 10, the 46 of Andrew Caldwell. Coming up just a few points short, the 2 of Christopher Dean will finish in 11th tonight. Tom Richter back in 12th. Brian Dorsey in 13th. Dusty Martin back in 14th. And the 14 of Crank Bell rounds out your top 15. Tough, hard break here tonight. Bell was fast through the first half of the race. Contact led him to the back of the pack and dampened his championship dreams. Crank Bell finishes in 15th. Patrick Stein will walk away from the track back in 16th, while the 101 of Dave Gainforth slides home in 17th. 18th place belongs to the Budweiser Select Machine of Christopher Wold. Matt Contosh back in 19th. Dave Ronderson, followed by Bob Ronderson back in 21st. 22nd here tonight belongs to Jason Dalton. Eric Anderson back in the 23rd position, and Eric Moore in the 5 will round out the running order here tonight from Michigan International Speedway. If you haven't already, race fans, join us in our quest, in our push to get to 3,000 subscribers. Show these drivers some love and drop them that thumbs up, click subscribe, and smash that bell over there on the right-hand side. Get notified anytime we go live here on the Turn 3 Racing Network. Whether it's myself, Dave in the Cave, or anybody else back at the Turn 3 headquarters, we do appreciate each and every one of you, each and every time you stop by. Until we meet again, stay safe, stay loved, my friends, and until then, we'll meet you in Turn 3.